couple minutes yet until 7. I'm showing 6:58. We'll allow people to still attend before we shut the doors. There we go. We got a couple more minutes yet. If you
Okay.
Yeah. Just for everyone joining us live right now, we're not quite starting the meeting yet. We're going to give a couple more minutes for people to attend in person. We still have actually 8 seats open as it is. So if you'd like to attend the next few minutes, make sure to stop on by. We'll try to leave the doors open as long as we can. And then also, once again, like we usually start the meetings, this is hosted remotely live through YouTube. We have limited in-person attendance to 10 chairs for social distancing. We are also streaming live through Zoom, where you can participate through the webinar. The links are available on Facebook. They're on several different social media sites. You can do that if you'd like. And I think that's the gist of it. Yeah, Carol, you can probably come head in. We'll start the meeting. I doubt anybody else is attending in person at this point. Okay, everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, the 23rd of February. Carolyn, can you go ahead and roll call? Thank you.
Yep. Shirley Burkhorn.
Here.
Ryan Wakely.
Here.
Conrad Levinsky.
Here.
Jordan Dirksen.
Here.
Noah Wilcox.
Here.
Linda Wolfer.
Here.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started with approval of the agenda. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen with the audience real quick so they can see where we're at. And so the audience will be following along with this point. There we go. Okay, so if I get a motion for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Trustee Wakely makes the motion. If I can get a second.
I'll second.
Trustee Wilcox makes a second. Carolyn, if we get a roll call on that, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Noah Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfer.
Aye.
Motion carries. If I can get a motion for approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Trustee Wilcox makes the motion,
I'll second that.
and Trustee Dirksen makes the second. Carolyn, if you can have a roll on that, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Noah Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfer.
Aye.
Awesome, thank you. And then if I can get a motion for approval of the bills.
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Bergmar makes a motion. If I can get a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll call. Trustee Wilcox make a second, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Noah Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfer.
Aye.
Motion carries. As far as open issues, I guess we'll start off real quick and I will move back to the larger view for everyone. As we can see on either side of us, we do have a TV. Originally, we had the one TV. Thankfully, Linda Wolfhard brought something to our attention as far as medical restrictions that there may be in place that I had not originally considered. So because of Linda's bringing that to the forefront, we went ahead and purchased a second TV to put in another position that's easily viewable by all members, so we don't have to worry about those constraints any longer. So I'd like to thank her for that. And then kind of moving forward, it should be a relatively quiet night. Is there any open issues the board would like to present from the previous meeting? No? Okay, we'll go ahead and move forward. I don't have anything this evening, so Trustee Wilcox?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Trustee Dirksen?
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Wolfhard?
Just would like to thank the guys for cleaning by my stop sign today.
Awesome, thank you. I'm sure we're glad to hear it. Trustee Burkhorn.
The only thing I wanted to say is just to remind everybody, if you want to participate in the committee for the business registration, please let the village know. I have maybe one resident, one trustee that is definite, and one is a maybe.
Okay.
So
And which trustees do we have on the committee right now?
right now,
Yeah.
besides myself, would be Ryan and Jordan.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Trustee Wakely.
Yeah. So I just want to address the board with, I guess you call it board participation. Because been on the board for 2 years now. I mean, everybody wants to better their town, better their community. Everybody talks about game, but I haven't really seen much from the board. I mean, I've brought up numerous ideas, plans. I've never gotten offered help on them, never had anybody say, hey, let me look into this, help you out, do any of this. So it just seems like a drama zone right now. And that's not what our city needs. We need the board to be here and participate to better our community for the residents. And I don't see that. So I guess with the election coming up, you know, everybody should take a part and try to do something. I mean, I've got the panels trying to go, speed bumps, the temporary library, but it's all on hold because I'm only one person and limited to so much time. So I guess that's just kind of what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Ryan. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I know Doug will probably say that as well. But I definitely, I agree with you completely, and I back you 100% in this. So definitely come to me with anything you need. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I would like to see more participation from the board and from members of the board when it comes to some of these topics and projects and things that are going on. I know there's been comments made now when we talked about forming this committee about why we need a committee to do this. And Ryan, I think, brought up an excellent and perfect point, and that we only all have so much time in a day. And we can't continue to keep taking on additional projects by ourselves. I know Miss Shirley is handling a lot right now, and I'm relying on her a lot. I'm relying on Ryan a lot. I'm relying on Camille a lot in this. And so I agree. And I think that's why, especially with this committee, and Ryan, I know you're participating in it, George's participating in it. Shirley, I don't know if you have the time to really form another committee right now with me. And so what I'd like to think, I think what I'd like to see happen is I think I'd like to see Linda Wolfarth step up, participate in that committee, and then have Jordan lead it over the next coming months, if that's okay with you.
Oh, that's fine.
And then just to kind of get into it, research the topic, and then bring it to the board once those committee meetings have happened. Ryan, please continue to participate in it as well.
Yeah.
I just know I have a lot on your plate as well, Ms. Shirley, and I'd like to see that workload spread throughout the board. So that's a perfect point. Thank you for bringing it up.
I see a lot of talk on these capering sites. Like, I'm not part of any of them. I got off them. I don't want the drama. I'm not here for the drama. I got on the board to bring better to the village, to improve in safety, anything, the beautification project, anything. But all I see is just people complaining and saying, we should do this, we should do that. But nobody's here at the board meetings to address those issues to us. They just talk about it on Facebook. That's not what it's for. You need to come to the village meeting and address us, not socially. That's a disaster. I hate social media. I mean, it's just a bunch of drama.
Mhm.
That's not what this town needs. We need improvements. We need bettering, just more residents involved.
No, definitely. I completely agree. So I guess I hope people take that as a call to action, and that they do find themselves, pulled to be more involved in the village. Reach out to Trustee Wakely, Trustee Wolfarth, Trustee Wilcox, Burkhorn, Dirksen, any of us, and ask to be involved. Try and be involved. Participate in this committee that we've got going on. If you've got additional ideas, bring them to the board meeting. We're back to having open attendance. Yes, it's limited, but as it stands right now, we've got 2 people in the audience, and nobody else attended. So attend, fill the chairs that we have available, use that opportunity to the best of your abilities. All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Wakely. I really appreciate that. Mr. Green,
Don't have any report?
thank you.
Oh,
New business, we'll tie you in with unfinished business at this point, because I know we kind of started this a couple months ago. So there's no new business at this time. And then I know if you'd like to, I guess, introduce yourself to the board real quick, and then we'll kind of jump into a little bit.
Hi, my name is Brandon Scholler. I'm a professional tattooer. I've been tattooing for 9 years. A little bit all over the country for the most part. I started when I got right out of basic training about 9 years ago. I was in the National Guard for about 8 years in total. Well, 6 and then 2 years Army Reserves, which was basically right behind my same unit. I was a mechanic throughout that time, and because it was National Guard and Reserves, I was also a union flooring installer for a good part of that time. So I'm a jack of many trades, and not really a master of any, but I strive to be. What I wanted to do with this shop is hopefully create more than just tattoos. I want to give a place for everybody to come in, at least spend 5 minutes a day to calm down, relax, and look at something that they can actually afford. I noticed I worked in at least 13 studios, whether it be guest spotting or tattooing full time. They don't have a whole lot. They've usually got mixed match jewelry that you're never going to have what you need. Typically I know what to order as far as that goes, and I don't pierce, so I probably wouldn't be offering that. I'd most likely just be offering custom designs, custom jewelry from local artists, and homemades, simple things that you can get that you can't always get to as easily. There's not a lot of farmers markets that I know about too often, especially with COVID. I imagine that's going to cut down greatly, especially for the older groups that are probably too scared. But I'd look to bring something into the community that's a positive thing, not a big mess. I don't blare a lot of rock and roll music and heavy, crazy, negative images, but I would have a lot of uppy, slow, easygoing music in there, and a floral concept that's easy to step in and mellow out. I'm gonna have a similar concept in here. It's actually almost that exact color of wall is ideal, and then contrasting purple to keep the calm ideal there. I've noticed a lot of people like the red, and to me that's a very intense color, and it does not breed comfort, and that's what I'm striving for the most, is just somewhere people can feel comfortable and welcome no matter what they've walked through in life. So that's pretty much the basis of it. If you guys have any questions for me, I'd love to hear them. I know we had some in previous meetings, so that's why I'm here, hopefully to address some of that.
What happened with, can I ask please?
Yeah,
What happened with the building? What did you find out with the building?
So with the building, I actually have a chart. We have a few spots. You might have to sit down here.
No, sit down, please.
We have a few spots that are definitely going to need some work. Mostly the floor, it's going to need some supporting. We've got some piping that came up as a questionable issue. We're going to get actual inspector in there for that specifically. I spoke with Craig Wilcox, and he gave me a general idea and outline of how to fix a lot of things. Now I just need the manpower and the people that are licensed to do the jobs that can actually sign off. With that, I'll need obviously the permits and have to work something up with a lease agreement for the building still before I dive into fixing anything. There's a couple of asbestos issues that I would, or not asbestos, lead, I'm sorry, black mold. those are the two things that I covered for 10 years, so don't mind me. The black mold in the rear bathroom, which would likely be the ladies' room, I have to completely cut out and have abated the proper way. I've already bought a meter to actually check the wood and moisture levels. So I'm on the right track, I just need to go ahead, really. And if you guys know any local guys that are looking to make some tattoos that are able to sign off on it, I would definitely appreciate that, because besides my dad being an union electrician, and I'm not even sure if he's commercially licensed these days, but that'd be my first go-to. Are there any questions for me?
You said you were gonna do t-shirts, right? Make t-shirts?
Yes, yes. So the t-shirts I want to actually make on-site, and everybody have the option to, basically, if you can come in there with a design, I can print it, and I can make it very affordable, and I can make it something that can be done in minutes. And I want to be able to have a couple people in there as family that are interested in learning the business, whether it's selling t-shirts or something in there to help me out at all times, whether I'm paying them or not, they're open and willing. So it'll be a very simple setup that anybody can figure out, and especially with a little guidance, it'll basically be the Cricut setups. I don't know if anybody's familiar, that vinyl printing, as well as heat press, as well as a few more, once I have the money, fancy laser machines that can get all that done in a small hub of the building. There's about, let me check the measurement here. This rascal is 10 by 11, and that'll be this singular room that I use. It also has an opening to another room that will have seating and a little more of the things to see. I'll have a small TV in there, and just mostly places to sit and be comfortable. Anything other than that?
And then you're not selling any CBD products, correct?
No.
Okay, just
No.
there were rumors going around, so.
No, I don't typically want anything that's gonna get anybody hooked on anything other than just spending money, honestly. I want people to be able to come in there and buy a $2 wristband, and that be my advertising. They leave with a goodie bag as well, typically. I learned a few things working in some higher echelon shops. It's not to boast or anything, but it is a very good credit to what I'm gonna be trying to do, especially as soon as I can get my feet off the ground and start making a profit, is as soon as I can start to show that progress. I'm not rich, I'll be building this on my own back, so it's gonna be done the right way. And I picked a building that I did for that reason. I get to be the one to know what's all there. It's a hard way to go about it, but I feel like it's the right way to go about it for the long term, and that's another part of the reason is home for me. Garrison means home to a lot of us, so that will be something I'll be kind of playing up with a promo video as well. Hopefully be able to get shared on the Facebook as well.
So do you need something from us to get moving on anything?
I
or what do you
believe I
need?
need, after you guys see the whole plan layout, I imagine everybody's gonna wanna take a look at that. I would just need a permit, I need to know the cost of any permits, and then from there I'd get in contact with the other inspectors, and then I'd start going forward with any of the building and repairs, and I want that thing tip-top shape and be a highlight of this whole town. I wanna give everybody else's sales a run for their money. And I don't care if it's $1 thing or $1,000 tattoo that somebody managed to sit all day for. I just want it to be a good experience for anybody that walks in the door, and it to stay that way. for as long as I possibly can. Because I don't typically get myself into shenanigans. I've got 2 kids that keep me busy every single night, whether I want to or not. So I'm pretty grounded as far as a person goes. I don't really go out and party. And I'm not trying to push anything other than positive things for this community. I think all you guys will be able to see that within a few months.
Awesome, well, that's good to hear.
So then his first step would be to
Yeah, and I think we talked briefly on this, we get a couple comments, but the building owner is liable for getting the building up to code, just, so we're all on the same page. So if you elect to work out a deal with them to get the building up to code, that's great, that's something you two would have to really iron out the details on. As far as we're concerned, obviously permits need to be pulled, which is great, you already touched on. You can talk to Carolyn and then even Craig about getting an idea of what we're looking for those numbers. And then for approval of the business, there's nothing that I've seen so far in any of our ordinances outside of the 1,000-foot ruling that would prohibit you from opening up the tattoo shop and the type of business you're looking to open up. So that seems fairly straightforward. We wouldn't necessarily be able to approve the business registration and license yet until there's actually a suitable location for the business though.
Okay.
So I'm sure you can understand that. It's just kind
I
of,
understand.
we wouldn't be able to approve it and then say, oh yeah, it's great, we hope the building works out great, and then just hope you follow through and everything. And I don't think I'm misspeaking too much on this, Tom, does that sound about right?
It does, yeah, I mean, you need to have the building up to code, and then you can move in and begin to work.
So definitely, I would definitely suggest getting something ironed out and laid out very plainly between you and the landlord as far as that work goes. For us, I don't think I see anything hindering you at this point. I know we have to have a conversation with Craig again, and get the detailed listing of what you guys might need, and then kind of go from there. So I'll definitely thank you for coming and introducing yourself. I'm glad you did. Does the board have any other questions for him at all at this time? Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, get with Carolyn and we'll talk with Craig again and get you squared away for that. And then we'll kind of go from there. And then once the building's up to code, we'll start the process of getting the business license approved and everything at that point.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you for coming. Do you have anything else you'd like to add or?
No.
All right, thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Does the board have any other unfinished business we need to attend to before we wrap things up? Fairly quiet night. Okay, awesome. We're gonna go ahead and open it up to audience comments. Once again, you can call in 815-569-2351. You can comment that way. You can comment through YouTube. There's a live chat feature. I'm going to make sure that I am on Facebook to receive messages from there as well. As of right now, it is 7:21 p.m. We'll go ahead and give it till 7:24. Possibly wrap it up a little bit sooner if we don't get any interaction before then. And then I guess kind of while we're waiting, a couple comments I just thought of real quick. Just have to do with general around town things. Remember, especially with snow in the roads as it currently is, or it's melting, I know things are getting a little bit better. I don't know if we have any snow coming this week. I'm really hoping not. Don't park in the streets if at all able. We need to definitely clear the roads as best we can. If there's cars in the road, it really prohibits the guys from being able to do their job to the best of their abilities. So make sure that if you do have to park, it's temporarily, it's short-lived, it's definitely not while it's snowing. Keep the cars in your driveways. I know there was a question and some comments about a post made by the village earlier with towing and dilapidated vehicles, expired stickers, stuff like that. To clear the air, we are not talking about wandering around town looking for people's expired license plate stickers or dilapidated vehicles to tow out of town. It's not what I said, that's not what the intent was. We had it recently, it's happened a couple of times now where we've had random vehicles parked in the village hall parking lot for a long, extended period of time, overnight. The vehicles have been in somewhat rough condition. It hasn't been brought up to the village hall ahead of time or for prior authorized rather. That's the instance we were talking about. If we have vehicles parked on village property that we are not aware of, we don't know who the owner is, or might impact village operations in any way, that's when the potential for a vehicle getting towed happens. We're not going out looking for people. So just to make sure we're clear there. Okay, it's 7:24. I'm not seeing any comments or any messages or the such, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If I can get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Weekly made the motion, trustee Wolfhard seconded it. Carol, let's go ahead and have a roll call, thank you.
Shirley Burkholder,
Aye.
Ryan Whiteley.
Aye.
Conrad Levinski.
Aye.
Jordan Erickson.
Aye.
Neil Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolfer.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned at 7:24 PM. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you. You too.